Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! The following video will contain spoilers for the movie Avengers Age of Ultron. Also, this review video will contain strong language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised. If either one of these offends you or you do not want anything ruined for you before going to see Avengers Age of Ultron, stop watching now! Alright, hey guys, Dave here. I know I should have scratched my nose before getting started, but no worries. Look, I finally got to see Avengers Age of Ultron yesterday, and, well, I felt a need to make this review. Now, before really going into it, I want to say, overall, yeah, it was good. As my buddy Neil puts out, it was a good popcorn movie. So, there's a lot of action, a lot of good stuff in here. Some interesting, interactions between people, but, you see, if you know about the characters in the comic books, how they deviated certain things in there, as well as you start to see some familiar patterns that you can get caught up in the hype. You can get caught up into the movie and enjoy the ride. I mean, let's face it, now that Disney owns Marvel and Marvel Studios, it's going to be understandable that you get taken on a roller coaster ride, and it isn't until certain things become glaring that you know for a fact are different in the movie, or until after you come down from it and start to think about certain scenes of the movie, only then do certain things start to become more obvious and a bit more disturbing when you think about it. So, I'm making this video to let you guys know I'm not insulting your intelligence. Don't feel stupid. It's easy to get caught up in the hype. It's easy to get caught up in the adrenaline and the momentum of the moment and overlook certain things. You may want to go back and see it again just to catch up on things you missed. That's okay too. But when you start to see certain things that are pretty glaring, once you see them, once you recognize them, you can't unsee them. So, I'm making this video here to try to let you guys know it's okay. Don't feel stupid. Just think about what the heck's going on here, and then you can go, why the fuck didn't I see that before? Okay. The movie starts off going right from the last episode of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where it looks like the Avengers are called in to storm a base in the fictional country of Sokovia, at least I think it's fictional, to get the Loki's scepter, as well as eventually finding out about the twins. Wanda and Pietro, Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch. Yeah, they're not mutants in here. Neither are they in comic books right now. But there's a big fight scene going right into storming the base. All kind of all action stuff going on. There's one action pose where virtually all the Avengers are flying in from the left side of the screen, and a big old action strike thing. You can tell a lot of fanboys and fangirls at that moment went sploosh. But I'd love to see Capcom have a big movie with their characters coming on the right side of the screen. That we can just do a mashup. It would just be awesome. But anyway, after much ado is going on, they manage to storm the base. Tony gets whammied by the new Scarlet Witch, showing an image of, because he didn't do enough, the Avengers are dead and aliens invade Earth. This foreshadows a lot of stuff. Eventually, with the heroes feeling like they've finally won, Tony and Banner start to talk a bit about wanting to create something. We saw a bit of something called the Iron Legion. Basically, these are mechanized drone forces that Tony set out to try to help maintain the peace and things like that. Essentially, he wants to do something powerful enough to monitor the entire world and to hopefully bring about peace in their lifetime. And what does he find? He finds what looks like an artificial intelligence more advanced than Jarvis emanating from the scepter. Okay. So, of course, the thing he wants to do is to copy that and put it into his force, aka Ultron. Okay. So while this is going on and Jarvis is doing the automatic work, they're preparing for a big party, which a lot of fun's to be had. Some very cool scenes in there. And, of course, while all hell's going on, while Avengers are trying to lift the hammer and whatnot, only Steve's the only one close enough to even move the darn thing. Jarvis eventually gets attacked by Ultron, and it looks like he's destroyed, if not cannibalized by him. Ultron hops into a few drones and eventually crashes the party in a big way, and the Avengers are having a hard time fighting just one of these members of the Iron Legion, and I think this helps us set things up that'll happen later on. And, well, it is a pretty darn decent fight at first, but eventually they get away with the frickin' scepter, and it looks like Ultron manages to repair himself into a giant, badass body. Apparently, people need to check out the price of scrap metal right now, because the way Ultron seems to go in here, there is some obviously depreciating values. He takes the best materials and makes one body with it, and the rest, I think he's making out of fucking recycled beer cans here, man. It is ridiculous. Now, you'll see what I mean as I go on later in it. Eventually, he decides to try to get a hold of some very powerful metal, vibranium. He's going to try to create a new body, which actually his perfect vision of the future. Ooh, foreshadowing vision. And he also, it's revealed that the mind gem is actually the thing that was powering Loki's scepter. Okay. Kind of figured that out, but when they go to meet Ulysses Claw, who has a bunch of vibranium from Wakanda, foreshadowing for later, everything's doing fine. Hell, Ultron even pays him for the frickin' stuff, but then cuts his arm off when he throws a tantrum being compared to Tony Stark. Okay. The Avengers start showing up. The drones are trying to make off with the vibranium and then here we got Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch coming in here, allying themselves with Ultron, because they want revenge against Stark and the Avengers. Okay. And Quicksilver's kind of funny in here, but the Scarlet Witch proves to be pretty darn powerful. She's actually almost single-handedly takes out the entire group of Avengers by mind-fucking them. The version that they have of her in here, it's not exactly like we think of the comics. She's, in my opinion, she's part Jean Grey from the X-Men, because she's got telepathy, telekinesis, and the ability to pull out people's deepest, darkest fears. So she's a mindfucker. And also part Amy Lee from Evanescence, which God knows she's been on enough Marvel movie soundtracks, but the way she dresses, her mannerisms, I swear to God I've seen Amy do the same frickin' dance moves on stage when she's doing the frickin' hexes and crap. It's nuts. But eventually, a mind-fucked Hulk is running loose, and we get to see Tony bust out the Hulkbuster, which the Hulkbuster is designed both by Tony and Bruce Banner. This is awesome. Of course, calling the deployment system Veronica, as a bad joke to Betty, the other thing that used to calm down Hulk. That, interesting. I mean, it was a decent little slobber knocker there. The Scarlet Witch hands the Avengers their ass. Eventually, they're running loose on the down low there. They end up staying at apparently Hawkeye's down low family's farm. Yeah, apparently secrets tend to be a big thing that runs in the movie for a vein here. Apparently, secrets that can jump up and punch you in the dick, bad. Secrets that can eventually be revealed and save your life, good. It's all in the timing. Yay! Fuck off. Anyway, we get to find out about Hawkeye's secret family. Black Widow and Banner trying to have a relationship is a surprising little twist there. Also, eventually we get to see things like, while this is going on in the group, people trying to regroup, Nick Fury shows back up, trying to rally the troops, as it were. We're getting to see some really divisive lines between Cap and Tony and things like that in here. So it's essentially a stripped-down Avengers, currently without Thor, because he got freaked out by what he saw, which is a big foreshadowing for Avengers Infinity War and other stuff coming up, as well as Thor Ragnarok. He starts to get some pieces put together in his little, quest thing. But eventually we've got Ultron trying to create Vision, and using the mind gem as a perfect thing to try to work on him. So apparently vibranium is a magic metal and does more than just become virtually indestructible. So it's the magical miracle metal, whatever. We get to see some pretty decent fights and some locales, and when Wanda starts to find out that Ultron is planning not just to take out the Avengers, but the entire human race. That's when loyalties start to shift, and they said, we didn't sign up for this crap. So then we start to see them change. See, Marvel has a thing right now where their heroes or villains, they don't call them that anymore. They call them characters, because they can freaking change at any time depending on what the hell the story they're trying to tell. We see that clearly with Wanda and Pietro in here. And now, eventually she shows that she is one of the more powerful members in this movie, considering she's able to help Cap to stop a runaway train. So she's not a gimp. Also, there's supposed to be a scene in the movie, I must have missed it, where driving along in the city, I believe it was Black Widow on her motorcycle after she got Cap's shield. There's a symbol of the TARDIS in the background. I looked for it, I couldn't see it, I may have to go back and see it again. So yeah, big Whovian moment there. But guys, it goes to the big climactic thing where Ultron decides to make a floating city to essentially drop onto the planet and destroying all life, meteor style. So his big thing is to make a gigantic metal floating feces to fling and fuck over humanity. Eventually we get to see the Avengers really stuck in a hard spot there. We get to see return of the Tri-Carrier. Yay! Actually, not the Tri-Carrier, the Helicarrier, I should say. Tri-Carrier is in the cartoons. But guys, here's the thing. When the big climactic fight happens, there is a 12-year-old fan who apparently was quoted for pointing this out. In the first Avengers movie, they fought thousands of mindless aliens. In this one, they fight thousands of mindless robots. It's the same fucking thing, and it is. Here's the worst part. Like I said, they actually be made out of goddamn beer cans when they were just swarming on them. Okay, Hulk, Thor, yeah, there's one body Ultron has that it gives Thor a run for his money. All the others, okay, Cap's shield destroyed them. I can get that. The big heavy hitters, sure. But when Black Widow points out electrical sticks and bullets and is taking them out, when Quicksilver can run and punch these things and take them out, and when Hawkeye can shoot pointy sticks at them, not even exploding ones, just pointy sticks to take out robots, I'm sorry, but Ultron is the Empire and the Avengers are Ewoks. Give us a real fucking challenge here. And another thing, eventually, yeah, Scarlet Witch joins the Avengers and whatnot, which kind of is needed because at the end we get to see Hawkeye quits, Iron Man quits, new roster of Avengers comes in, and after the death of her brother, yeah, spoiler, Quicksilver dies, apparently. Of course, that'll probably be changed around, but she has time to dye and fancy up her hair, so she's one of the new members of the team. Yay. Guys, here's the thing. I noticed a frightening trend. Agent Carter, the TV show, as well as when she was in Captain America, brilliant, smart, sexy, fun woman. But she can handle her own with the big boys. But there is a dangerous thing being set in the movies. It's like they're saying, if you are powerful enough to run with the big boys, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers, or whatever, you are emotionally broken and damaged, but physically powerful, beautiful, destructive, deadly, and can kill or mindfuck you on a whim. What the fuck kind of message is that? I'm sorry, but the heroes, and particularly the female heroes in Marvel, deserve better than to be treated as nothing more than wielding the power of weaponized PMS. Also, there's nothing really at the end of the far credits, but after the cake topper scene, I see, which, spoilers, Cap starts to say Avengers Assemble, never gets to say it. After the cake topper scene, Thanos gets up, pulls out a gemless gauntlet, says, fine, I'll just do it myself. So, yeah, he gets off the throne and puts on a glove. Okay, Thanos is the Mad Titan proctologist now. Whatever. We deserve better. It was a good movie. It was fun. But when you start to see the problems, you're going to start to really pick it apart. What do you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe, share. Let me know what you guys think. All right, guys. Take care. Dave. Peace. Yum, yum.